All right, we are live. So I have been told to ramble for a moment. Those of you who know me know that's not hard for me to do. If you join me, when you join me, please let me know you're here. Sometimes it gives me a number and lets me know how many people are on, and sometimes it doesn't tell me anything. So I don't know if anyone is here or not. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to Insights with Ivanna. This is a weekly broadcast designed to help you identify, embrace, and live more fully in your genius by illuminating important pieces of information that you actually already possess. So, today I'll be sharing step 10 of 10 ways to illuminate your insights. Hi there, I'm Ivanna, the founder and chief luminary officer of Illuminate Insights, an intuitive life coaching brand. I'm so excited to see Jody has joined us tonight. Thank you. Hi there. Again, if you're here, drop me a note. Let me know you're here. So I really can't believe we are wrapping up the first Insights with Ivanna series. We've been exploring what it means to illuminate your insights. And that I feel is really my calling. My calling is to help you identify, embrace, and live more fully in your genius. And we've talked about genius being that thing that just makes you feel like time stands still. It makes you happy. Christina, welcome. It's one of the things that makes me happy is my Christina. Welcome. So I share in my story, Luminary Insights in Women Who Shine, how I learned what my genius is and how to shine through it. Along that journey, I followed 10 steps that helped me shine light on the things I needed to do to become the golden version of myself. And that's what we've been talking about for the last few weeks. So today we are finishing the series with what is the very most important of all the steps. Step number 10, love yourself. So this goes a step further than step 9, which was be yourself. Because you can be yourself, but still not really love or even like who you are. So it really is a daily process to love yourself. Actually, for me, it's kind of an hour by hour, sometimes moment by moment process, really of reflecting and adjusting and knowing that even when I feel like I missed the mark, I still love myself and I am still loved. So what I want you to do is think for a moment about what you love about yourself. If you've got your phone or a pencil, write it down. What's the first thing that pops into your mind? So I'll give you a minute to think about it. If you want to type in the chat box, you can. What I've been asking people to do if you're going to type something long is go ahead and type the letter Y so that I know to wait for you. So what is something you love about yourself? And I'll give you time in just a minute to do it again if you don't have it right now. So I'll tell you the first thing that comes to my mind, something that I love about myself, is that I have an adventurous spirit, especially when it comes to travel. So some of you know some of my story of the crazy things I've done. For example, when I graduated from high school, I was invited to join a performing marching band that went to Europe for the summer. I didn't know anybody. I'd never been out of the country before, but off I went, and it completely changed my life and has a lot to do with where I am today. And then I decided I wanted to go back to Europe, and I was going to go alone when I was graduating from college. But I ended up connecting with a friend of a friend, and we were very equally spirited. We traveled for a month with no hotel reservations and no solid travel plans. I got a lot of exciting stories if you want to hear about them, and some pretty cool pictures too. The last one I'll share is that I just, it was time to go somewhere other than Europe. So I took an English teaching job in South Korea a few years after that second European trip. I got on a plane by myself. I went to a country halfway across the world where I didn't speak the language. I didn't know the culture. I didn't know anybody. And that's part of me. That you get the picture. There's more I could tell you, but I love how adventurous I am. And I'm almost fearless when it comes to exploring food and culture and languages and places. So what do you love about yourself? Let me see if I can make this show on the screen. It should be showing on the screen now. What do you love about yourself? So I will give you just a second. Again, you can type Y if you want to type something longer so I know to wait for you. So I don't see it showing on the screen. There should be a question showing on the screen. Get it right. What do you love about yourself? Thanks, Christina, for letting Jody know the question again. There it is. Now it's showing on the screen. What do you love about yourself? All right, Jody, being silly and adventurous. I remember the first time I met you. We both were pretty silly and very adventurous. I think the state fair was one of our adventures. Yeah, nice. And again, if you're here, let me know you're here. It doesn't always tell me how many people are here. Sometimes it does. And I'll wait just a few more seconds to see if anybody else wants to answer. Oh, Christina said, I submitted with the pop-up. Her answer is my adaptability. Yes, absolutely. Christina, you are one of the most adaptable people I know, whether it comes to doing something or going somewhere or even trying crazy foods with me. So yes, absolutely. And you are such, I've enjoyed watching you grow and adapt to many different things. Awesome. So now we're going to flip that coin. It's fun to talk about what we love about ourselves. And actually, there are some people that struggle with figuring out what they love about themselves. And so I'm really excited to see that you guys were able to pop something out there pretty quickly. So, now flip the coin. It's often easier for people to think about things where they fall short. I don't like the places where I fall short. And you might remember in step 2, which was love, which was do all things in love. I shared the passage from the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. Which you may even know it without me reading it, but it says love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs, love does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth, it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, love never fails. Well, those of you online, you know that my downfall is often impatience. I know Christina is thinking of a very particular episode exactly the moment that I said that. But that kind of falls under the dishonest and the easily angered, along with the love is patient part, right? So my intentions are good, but the reality doesn't always match. So here's a recent example for you that I'm not real proud of. We bought my mom a laptop for Christmas and we gave it to her at Thanksgiving. So my intention was to have fun helping my mom learn how to use her new laptop, right? Well, I ended up frustrated and I ended up hurting her feelings. And it was a really tough ride home for me that night. David and I talked about it and I was reflecting and I was determining how to adjust so that my actions would match the person that I believe I am and that I want to portray. So of course I called her and apologized when I got home. But it's not the first time it's happened and it may not be the last time it happens. And I hate that about myself. We don't want to use those words, so I'm going to do cancel, and erase that because I want to flip it to I love that I am willing to see the problem, reflect on it, and then make adjustments. So I don't want to think about something I don't like. I want to always try to focus not at the loss of what's not right, but at the ability to move forward. So I love that I was willing to see the problem. That was hard. It was hard to admit, yeah, I wasn't the way I should have been or wanted to be. And then reflect on it and figure out how to adjust it. So now I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Take a moment and think about something you do not love so much about yourself, but don't focus on what you don't like. Focus on what you love about how you work to adjust it. So I'll give you a minute to process that, and let's see if I can get the little question to show up again. And the way I worded this is, what are you adjusting? So something that maybe you really don't like about yourself, but you're working on it. You're really trying to be the person you believe you are and to take it to a positive. So I'll give you just a few seconds to answer that. I hope the question is showing up. And I know this can be pretty personal, so you don't have to type in the chat box if you don't want to. So I'll give you a minute. So give it a few more seconds. Even if you don't choose to share or you don't have time to think about it completely tonight, I encourage you to go back and think about it some more. Instead of thinking about things you don't like about yourself, think about the good things that you're doing to adjust those things. And I'm laughing at Christina's crying, laughing face because I can only imagine what was going through her mind. So I wish you guys could stick your thumbs up and let me know or not. Christina, I'm adjusting my eating habits to a healthier lifestyle. That's a great way to kind of twist things and focus on that positive. Awesome. And Jody, I'm adjusting to overcome boundary issues. Ooh, nice wording. Nice wording. Overcome boundary issues. Very good. So looking at things that frustrate you about yourself and saying, nope, delete, delete, delete. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on how I'm making it better. Because we have to love ourselves if we're going to love other people, right? So I'm going to put a poll up for you. And the poll says, have you ever tried the mirror exercise? All right, I think I activated it. I think you can see it. Have you ever tried the mirror exercise? Yes, no, or I'm not sure. What the heck are you talking about, Ivanna? And if the poll is not showing, please let me know. Oops, that one's supposed to go away. The poll says it is active. Have you ever tried the mirror exercise? But I'm not seeing the answers. I love trying these new things. I just always hope that they will work. Are you guys able to see the poll? Try it again. It says it's active. There it is. Now it's showing. I've got one no. All right. So, have you tried the mirror exercise? Not giving you any explanation. I really didn't expect you to necessarily even know what I'm talking about. But I want to share with you, since this is our last of this series on the 10, I want to share with you an activity that is extremely powerful. And it is called the mirror exercise. So the instructions are pretty simple, but the process is actually life-changing. So I've heard a lot of people say they feel really uncomfortable with this at first, but I want to encourage you to at some point give it a try. So here's what you do. The first thing you do is turn off that thing on my screen. There. The first thing you do is you stand in front of a mirror and you look yourself in the eyes. I don't know if you've ever done that before or not. Someone had encouraged me to do that years ago, to just look at myself in the eyes. That can be hard at first, right? It's kind of uncomfortable and strange. But look yourself in the eyes and then call yourself by name, Ivanna. And then tell yourself how amazing you are and that you love yourself unconditionally. So I would look in the mirror and I would say, Ivanna, you know you are absolutely amazing and I love you unconditionally. You can practice saying that into the wall right now, but that's the first part of the series. Then what you do is you tell yourself things that you've done that day that are positive. Things like, did you keep a promise? Did you take a step in the right direction? Did you avoid some sort of temptation? Anything, no matter how small it is, that's positive. Absolutely no negativity allowed. No should haves, could haves. So for example, I could look in the mirror tonight and say, Ivanna, you are absolutely amazing and I love you unconditionally. You know, I really appreciate how you took the extra time in your busy day to choose your words really carefully when you found an issue with a document at work and you just weren't sure how to handle it. So you just took your time and you were very careful in how you did those words. And I really liked the way that you collaborated on that project with your colleague. You were patient, you were thoughtful in your suggestions, and the product turned out great. So I am looking myself in the eye, I am talking to myself, I'm telling myself how wonderful I am, and I'm giving myself solid, concrete examples. And the best time to do this is right before you go to bed, because then you go to bed with all of this in your mind of how wonderful you are. So it's just like a minute ago when we talked about, ooh, I hate this about myself. Nope, cancel, cancel. I love that I'm working on this piece. So this is an opportunity for you to take mega positivity to bed with you. And also, you know, we don't hear enough times during the day that we're great, that we're wonderful, that we're loved unconditionally. And if we can do that for ourselves, then we're able to do it for other people. So again, you look in the mirror, look yourself straight in the eyes, call yourself by name. Very important. Call yourself by name. Tell yourself how amazing you are and that you love yourself unconditionally. And then give yourself examples of what you did that day. You know, it could be that I'm so proud of myself that I didn't eat that ice cream, even though I saw it in the freezer right before I came to do this broadcast. And so it can be something just as small as, hey, I remembered to take the dog out before I came to do my broadcast. But it can also be much bigger things. For me, as I mentioned, the patience, you know, that I took the time to do something really thoughtfully that took longer than I wanted it to, but it needed to be done that way. So my next poll, assuming I can get it to work, is, are you willing to try the mirror exercise? And your choices are absolutely, maybe, and maybe not yet. So let's see if I can see the answers. Usually they show up on my screen. Are you willing to try the mirror exercise? Absolutely, maybe, and maybe not yet. So if you're voting, it's not showing up on the screen. It's supposed to show me little tallies right here. But what's really important, more than me seeing your answer, is you seeing your answer and you thinking about trying that. And if you do try it, I would love to hear how it goes for you. I see that Christina said, I've had talks with myself before, but never with these words. Yes. Okay, Christina, absolutely. I've seen, I remember when you guys used to write things like this all over your mirror, so that every time you looked in the mirror in the mornings or at night, you would see these affirmations that just really confirmed how valuable you are. I remember seeing that one time. But yeah, that's awesome. Talks with yourself. Loving unconditionally is something we don't talk about a lot in our culture, but really learning to know that even if I maybe don't like myself too much right now, that I can still love myself, and that when I can love myself, I can love others. So I encourage you to try it. I also encourage you to fake it till you make it. If you stand there and you tell yourself you love yourself unconditionally, but you don't believe it, that's okay. Because if you keep telling yourself over and over and over, you will believe it. And we know that works in the negative as well as the positive. And so think about your self-talk as well. So loving yourself is one of the most important things that you can ever do. Keep doing it until you believe it. It truly changed my life. Okay, so to wrap up our 10 steps. Yes, Jody, it can be hard. So let me ask you, how can you flip that? Just like we talked about, I hate this about myself, and I flip it to, I really love the fact that I'm working on that. So rather than it can be hard, how can we flip that? Because if we tell ourselves it can be hard, then it's going to be hard. And I do that all the time. I try to watch my language instead of saying it could be hard, just saying, you know, this is, yeah, it can come with practice. Perfect. Perfect. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it can come with practice. It can become comfortable. The way we flip our words, the way we use our words make such a difference. So that was a great example. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so we are wrapping up the 10 steps. It's the first series of the Insights with Ivanna. And I tell you, you can choose one of the 10 steps to embrace and practice, or you can try them all. But even one of them will help you take a quantum leap to becoming your best self. And like I mentioned before, it's not a one and done, right? It's a daily, it's an hourly, it's a moment by moment, remembering to do these 10 things. Loving yourself, doing all things in love. Those are the 2 loves that were in there. So if you don't have the 10 steps already, you can download them as a free gift with the purchase of my personalized cover. I still can't believe I'm on a book cover. Woohoo! I'm so excited. You can download them on the myilluminaryinsights.com on the book page. And also, if you want to tell me about your experience here, you can leave more comments. You can also contact me through My Luminary Insights. Click that the Let's Talk button, or those of you that know how to catch me other ways can do that too. But I love it when people use the website. So if you want to know more about illuminating your insights, growing in your genius, just complete that interest form on the Let's Talk tab. So may your path be illuminated with insights, and I just thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Jody, for commenting on the series. All of these archives are up on the website in the blog post. They're also on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So if you found today's episode entertaining or educational, please share it with other people. Next week, I am going to start a short series called Illuminate the New Year, just to get us through the end of this year. So I'm excited about that, and I hope you'll join me and bring a friend. Thank you, Jody, for putting the website up again. So you guys are awesome. I'm going to give you a second if you want to make any other comments. If you thought about something else that you love about yourself, or something that you love about how you're changing things, or any comments about the mirror exercise, I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, Christina. I appreciate that. And like I said, you can watch the videos on the website, or you can go straight to the YouTube channel. You can also watch them here if you want to scroll through. So thank you. I'm glad you joined us tonight. I keep thinking I need to do Zoom and Facebook so that we can have more interaction through the Zoom aspect of it. All right, well, I always try to keep these between 15 and 30 minutes, so I will, again, wait just another second if you're typing anything else, but I really appreciate you being on this journey with me. I have loved creating Luminary Insights, and everything that I get to share with you, as you can tell from the example I gave, helps me learn more about myself, and it helps me grow more myself. And when I think I've got it, it's kind of funny how God just says, haha, you don't have it yet, or you thought you had it, here's your test, and I didn't pass with flying colors. But I had to remember to love myself anyway. So, all right, well, I'm not seeing any more comments. And again, as I know, every week I hear from someone who says, I came to your broadcast and I never knew you were here. So if you're here, say hi. Otherwise, thank you so much. I hope you had a great holiday and getting ready for the next holidays. So you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.